I'm Tanis Coralee Leonhardi. This is my YouTube channel, Tanis Leonhardi, and I am filming this Wednesday, 10 January 2024. Per the time zone I am filming this in, I'm in the city of Shoreline, King County, Washington State, United States of America, planet Earth, the original. And are the lemurs here? I'm going to talk about something you may or may not know about me, and it's I'm scared of little things. And I thought this was a perfect video log. It was a single take video, but a long documentation of what I'm scared about now, and that has changed with time. But I'm scared of little things. So I'm going to talk of a situation, ongoing situation on Wikipedia, an ongoing situation on here on YouTube, at least of filming this and intending this for the initial public publishing. Windstorms and falling trees. So, not that any of those things bore me. They have their flare-ups, that's for sure, but they are little things. And so, like, I think the ongoing situation of what I was unclear of. There was somebody who attacked me in Pride Month with kind of like a slur terminology, and they blocked me from editing Wikipedia, and I'd seen stuff like I did before, and the people hadn't gotten blocked. Some of them didn't even have their edits taken down, and then some had the edits taken down, but they weren't even blocked. Right, so I was like, okay, clearly it's not what I put up on these pages. I'd been reading kind of, and especially this, the user who blocked me, I'd been reading their block log since 2017. And what I did, they actually didn't typically block people. So it's like, clearly, either this is conscious or unconscious bias, that the only thing on here that kind of comes across is like, I've put I'm an asexual on my user page before, if I'm recalling correctly, but I removed it. So maybe they saw it when I was up and they attacked me on my sexual orientation, which is consistent with they attacked me in June 2023, which was Pride Month, which is a big deal for those of us who are not heterosexuals. And so I was like, and I published at the time on YouTube, the same day, it was 16 June 2023, addressing it and saying Happy Pride Month 2023. And then I had spontaneous combustion on Monday, 8 January 2024, of maybe it really is just they attacked me. Because I've seen it go where the person doesn't get blocked and the edits don't get taken down and stuff like that. I'm like, I can rule that out as being a legitimate reason, per their own viewing, right, in block log history, like as in who they block. So I'm like, well, okay. And that goes back to 2017. And so then I had spontaneous combustion. I was like, maybe it really is just my sexual orientation. So I addressed that on my user page, because I can. It's my user talk page, and especially since I addressed the block itself. And then, of course, yesterday, I got ganged up on by somebody else, and sure enough, it's my sexual orientation. So I am asexual, which means I'm not sexually attracted to people, and there are heterosexuals that think they are, everybody should want to have sex with them. Or they should be able to have sex with whoever they want. And I know, because that was the mentality of the man who raped me. Right. And asexuals not always tend to have a history of they've been sexually assaulted. And I would say being sexually assaulted was very much a foundational thing for me. Being raped a dozen times by the same individual on separate occasions, so more than one occasion. And so it was, that was horrifying, the physical assault. And I've been assaulted other times. And I've mentioned that in regards to YouTube. But that's kind of a different scary situation ongoing. And so it's scary because, as the page reads, it's very obvious. And going through all of the, viewing documentation and stuff, it's very obvious that user Corsellis attacked me, and user general notability attacked me because of my sexual orientation. I would say I'm scared of them. I'm scared of them escalating attack to me, to my soulmate and or soulmates, my family, Kona dog, right? These are the kind of people who, they kick their dog and then say they accidentally tripped over them. Right? And they'll buy a rescue dog, and they'll say those kind of things to make themselves look better, but really they're very say that in person, and then you go online, hide behind a username that makes them seem like they're God, right? General Notability or User Coursellis. It's about everybody should follow what they do, kind of like a heteronormative mentality. So I'm concerned about escalation for my who in my wedding. It'd be great if there was physical restraint so they couldn't come. There's my Dominique's supposed lie, my children, like if either of those people live near a school, we are interested in that school and we will enact the legal restraining order restrictions that require them to be evicted from their house just because we're interested in the school, even if we don't send the kids there. That is a legal option. And they knew that in advance of attacking me. It reminds me a little bit, this particular situation of, I'm not saying I'm George Floyd, but I understand that situation much better. That was of somebody who was killed by the police because of the tone of his skin. And it also reminds me, and gives me much better, I thought it was horrifying when I watched the movie, but Jaden and Joe Bell, where the son is, and it's more relevant for this case, the son was a homosexual and ended up committing suicide because of a school system that actually allowed him to be just harassed because of his sexual orientation. And like I had my own, Jaden Bell moment where like the principal's like, but that's who we are. We just hate homosexuals. And I was like, well, that's just who Wikipedia is. That's just who User General Notability is, who User Coursellis is. They just hate anything that's not heterosexual. And I was like, wow. When I watched that scene in the movie, I was just, the movie with Mark Wahlberg, I think it was as the dad, Joe Bell, and then the son's Jaden Bell, if I'm recalling correctly. On movie, I watched this before, so I should link to that. Not to the stuff I've done, like, that's the scary, but we'll do to something, a beacon of light that I saw before this attack happened, so that I had I'm not alone, right? And these are the kind of situations where, yeah, they're trying to get me to kill myself. User Coursellis is trying to induce suicide. So is User General Notability. And I'm fighting for my dear life over here. I am afraid of you, User Coursellis. I'm afraid of you, User General Notability, if you're seeing this. Okay, so that's the first one. I say it's a little thing because it's not like when I was raped. Okay. It is different in that this is publicly broadcast to the world on Wikipedia, but they chose that platform of attack, not me. And, okay, second. And then User General Notability also, what I did was fine in regards to addressing the block, but they called it inappropriate and disruptive. So again, they don't always do that when people make edits like that on their user talk page when they're blocked. So it was, both were saying, oh, this is a violation of blank was wrong per their own editing and blocking history. So, a lie. So the unconscious bias and or conscious bias they acted on was they didn't like that I was an asexual. Okay, so that's this first situation. Second situation, YouTube. So I was physically assaulted by this guy in front of a big group of people at a school function. A decade ago-ish. The person was one tier higher in hierarchy, so another abuse of authority case, than I was at the institution. They were not affiliated with the institution for this attack. I don't blame the institution. I love the institution, actually. Okay, it's my alma mater, but this person attacked me, and then they subscribed to my channel here on YouTube about 6 to 7 months ago, and I remember being like, I don't want that to happen again, and I don't want it to happen again and have it escalate to rape. Like I have kind of there's okay, and this was not my rapist, right? So they're just like, okay, so I'm just kind of like, I don't want that subscribing to my channel and me not being able to remove them or YouTube not removing them send a false signal, right, of interest, right? I'm not interested. I don't want them to subscribe to my channel. I don't want to be attacked again. So there's concern about that. And then there's also, which is an ongoing situation of, then I put out a video on why I didn't get the COVID-19 vaccine, which was side effects related. And I still don't have a COVID-19 vaccine, and it was taken down for medical misinformation. I was like, nothing's changed. The side effects of that vaccine haven't changed. The one I was talking about. I still don't have it. It doesn't change the family history, my family history of the side effect that can be lethal and deadly, fatal. Strokes. Strokes do kill people, even if YouTube says otherwise. So it leaves me concerned. Did YouTube remove the video because they sent somebody here and injected stuff into my body without my knowing when I was asleep? Did they violate my body and I don't even know it? Feels like it's back to the rape stuff. It's a little thing, right? Like, I'm legitimately concerned about my own health and well-being. I put out health and wellness check-ins, you know, that kind of stuff. So YouTube, user Coralee, user general notability, is probably a mute point, at least for user Coralee and user general notability. They're gonna rape whoever they want. They've already probably raped whoever they wanted. Right? That heterosexual male bull mentality. I don't know if they're men. I don't know who they are. I don't know their real names. That's the beauty of what they do, right? But to everybody, please, I do not want to be raped again. Please don't rape me. I hope this is not being a tease. I'm honest. Okay. So I'm scared in both those situations, but they're little things because they're not like the worst things I've experienced. Though who knows, in hindsight, virtual might get a bump up in the heinous arena. All right, windstorms. Windstorms, so this is the third one. Windstorms can grow into things like tornadoes, typhoons, hurricanes. They can just be straight up scary. They can blow trees over. They can kind of upset the root system or internal structure of a tree after rain. That makes the tree a little bit weaker and then it falls. Okay. Which is linked to number 4. Wind is one of those things that I understand that the windstorm itself, without the like catastrophe level windstorms, does not scare a lot of people. It does scare me. Okay. We got trees, and we've had trees around the backyard, and we'll be out there, and there will be a strong gust of wind, and you know, a branch will fall. Okay, and if I had been standing 5 feet over, that branch would have fallen on me. So, for some people, it's like, that's a stupid one. I'm like, for those of us who actually live near things that are affected by windstorms, is terrifying. So, it's a bit about me. Again, everybody has different fears. Sometimes those fears don't even register as fears because they don't have any pertinent or relevant life experience. Okay, up 4th. Falling trees, yeah, those are terrifying. It's like when I'm out there and it's windy, and even if I'm just out there and I'm like looking at the trees, I'm like, if that one falls, which direction do I run if it falls towards me? How fast do I run? Where do I run? There's hills on this yard. So in Hawaii, that escalated a little bit to falling coconuts. So I just didn't walk under the coconut trees. But it's also scary if the coconut tree falls. So, yeah, that's just a peculiar me. Partially it's, I think, being a road runner, right? I'll be out on the road and there will be a tree on the sidewalk and I'll be like, if I had been there, that tree would have fallen on me, or that branch would have fallen on me. And that branch is like this big around. So I could have been toast. The reality of certain situations aligning, that can be a very bad situation. So that's a little bit about me, Tanis Coralee Leonhardi. This is my YouTube channel, Tanis Leonhardi. Filming this Wednesday, 10 January 2024. And I'm scared of little things. At least these days. But on some level, that's kind of always true. That's called the beat of the survival drum that keeps, well, more than just humans alive.